All right, man. Wanted to hop on here tonight and talk about the current state of eBay and selling by the pack. If you don't know, this is what I have built my business model on over the last 6 years. I have been selling single packs for over 6 years now, and it has grown my business exponentially by 30% year over year. It has been absolutely phenomenal. Now, it's not the only thing. I'm always at card shows, always at card shops flipping singles. If it was solely off of just singular packs, I don't know the exact numbers. I'll be honest with you. It wouldn't be 30%, but it certainly helps. And the recent landscape of sellers, just undercutting the ever living shit out of me, um, it's really starting to affect the business in a way where I can actually see it being affected. So, for example, we're taking a look at Bowman basketball packs here. 2S cards with two S's. Clever username. I like it a lot, actually. No disrespect to this guy whatsoever, but we're going to do the math here, and I'm going to show you this guy is not making any money on this listing whatsoever. So it really makes me ask questions. What's going on? And there are some sellers that are completely 100% legitimate, and there are other sellers that are not legitimate. And I can give you an example of that here very shortly. But let's go through the numbers on this guy's listing. So he is charging $5 a pack, and I will not leave out certain information to, better my case here. We will talk about the buy too. I will give you the math on this. But when it comes to, the $5, he is charging shipping for $1.32. So he is currently the lowest price on eBay at $6.32. Okay. That is where we're at here with this guy and this listing. He has 287 packs available. So this guy is not going to run out anytime soon. I have two options here. I can sit on my position until this guy runs out, which he's already sold 46. So there is actually a good chance he runs out within a month. It's not very far-fetched to think this guy is going to be selling these for a long time. And I dealt with the same exact thing with 2024 Topps update with Paul Skeens. There's a guy that does it every single flagship release, and he was selling hobby packs for $6. And I was like, you are Delulu if you're selling these packs at $6. But Skeens in here, I just waited. I had cases of the product. I waited. He sold out, and I started selling my packs at $10. This is one of those instances where it could be that, but I have a feeling this Bowman product, while I do think it is a sleeper product, it's very good. I think it is very overprinted, and 2S cards can just go buy more. So let's do the math here. So I'm going to do this exactly how he has it just for simplicity's sake. But, usually I just start with $6.32. So we have his $5 price here. And then we're going to add the $1.32 in shipping. So that brings us to $6.32. So we are going to take off our eBay fees here. So what we're going to do is multiply that number by about 15%. I don't know if he's promoting the listing or not. I'm going to assume he is. That is something you simply need to do nowadays. So that brings us already to $5.37. We're going to ignore the last decimal here in most cases. So there is a transaction fee they have to pay for every single item you sell, which is 30 cents. So we're going to take that off right now. Okay. So we're now down to $5.07. Now we have to ship the item, which I do believe it is $1.32. It might be $1.34, but I do think it is $1.32. So we're going to take that off of here. So $1.32. Okay. So he is making $3.75 per pack of Bowman. There are 6 packs a box, so we're going to do times 6. So per box, per blaster box of Bowman, this seller right here is making $22.51 a box if he sells each pack individually. Okay? The MSRP on these boxes is $29.99. All right? If he is tax exempt, he is paying $29.99. So let me write this number down here, this 22 number, so I don't forget it. All right. Let me write this down. This is what I'm competing with right now on eBay. All right. So we're going to take the MSRP of $29.99. This is what you pay per box of this. All right. We're going to do minus $22.51, what he is clearing per box. He is losing every single box of Bowman he sells $7.48. I cannot compete with that. I'm not here to lose money. All right? I'm not. I'm simply not. So let's take into account the buy two option. Is this a loss leader for this guy's store? Let's find out. So I do want to show you this. If you add two, yes, you are getting a discount, but you are paying an extra shipping charge. This is going to be very important once we calculate this. So I'm gonna make note of this 50-cent discount here, and we'll proceed from there. So let me take these out of my cart real quick. All right, so let's continue here. So let's give this guy the benefit of the doubt here. Let's say he's banking on this to be a loss leader, and he's gonna sell 2 packs. Let's just say people are buying 2 packs. So what that's gonna do is give you a discount. You're gonna get 50 cents off. So you're gonna be at $4.75 plus $4.75, and then you are going to be looking at $1.32 plus $1.32. All right. So he is taking in, before fees and before he pays shipping, $12.14. Okay. We're going to do it all again. We're going to do our eBay fee. This is with a promoted. Maybe he's not promoted. Maybe he's saving a couple of cents. Okay. So now we are, going to take off that transaction fee. It's going to be 60 cents because it is by the item. That is how it is now. It didn't used to be that way, but that's how it is now. So we got 60 cents taken off. Now, he is not going to refund that $1.32 shipping. He is going to ship it together. So we're going to take off $1.32. By you purchasing 2, he saves $1.32. We are now at $8.39. All right. So we're going to multiply this by 3 because there's 6 packs in a blaster box, a value box. So if we're doing a 2-pack lot here, we're going to multiply this by 3. So the number now, assuming he sells 3 times 2 packs and is shipping them together, the number goes from $22.51 clear to $25.19 clear. So let's do the math. $29.99, which is your MSRP, if you're tax exempt. Let's just say you're paying tax. He is located in Arizona. I don't know what the tax rate is there. If it's 6%, this is actually what he's paying per box, close to 32. But let's say he's tax exempt. He's got a lot of feedback. Maybe he's tax exempt. $29.99. Okay. We're going to take his $25.19 that he is making, and he is losing $4.80 per box. Still. All right. I cannot compete with this. And let's play devil's advocate. And then we'll move on. Well, I'll show you a bad egg, and then I'll get you out of here. I just can't compete with these guys. So let me just show you another scenario. Let's say he sells 3. Okay? So I'm doing this every single individual input, just so you can see it all. Okay? Say he sells 3 packs. Boom. $18.21. Take the eBay fees out. Boom. Take the transaction fee out. Boom. Take the shipping out. Okay? $13.25 times 2. He is still losing money if he sells 3 packs. And you want to know something funny? He sells 4 packs. He can't send it standard envelope. He has to send it first class mail. So let's just do this for the fun of it, okay? Times 4, it's $19. You buy 4 packs from this guy. So then you're gonna pay another. Let's do it real quick. So you buy 4 packs. You are at $24.28. That's what you paid for 4 packs from this guy. All right. Let's do the eBay fees. Boom. Let's do the transaction fee. Boom. You know, this guy's paying shipping. We're going to say about $6. That's not what I wanted. $6. So for 4 packs, he makes $13. I cannot compete with these guys at all. Not even close. It's not even close. I can't compete with them. I sell these packs for $9.99 free shipping. I'm going to show you the math. Here's the math on selling at $9.99 free shipping. Okay. Transaction fee. $6.87 is what I clear per pack. There's 6 packs a box. $41 minus $29.99. $11.23. I operate on a 30% margin. That is what I operate on. And I can tell you just right out of the gate, rough math. I actually operate on a 33% margin. Yeah, I can tell you this is roughly 33%. It's 37%, so it's slightly upcharged. But I send out 5% offers all the time to knock it down to $9.49. So I can't compete with these guys. And let me show you one example here of another individual that I simply cannot compete with. So I am not going to really say anything, okay? I'm not going to make any comments. I just want you to just watch, okay? Just watch. First, let's do the math. Okay? This guy's free shipping on, by the way. Okay, there is 7 packs a box in these. They cost $39.99. This guy's making $2 a box, okay? Like I said, just watch. Give me 1 second to make sure I don't show anything I'm not supposed to. Just keep your eyes on the screen here for me. Looks normal, right? Still looks normal. I can't compete with this. You know, I can't. I don't know what people do in their free time. I don't know why people do certain things in their free time. But when there are certain things happening in the hobby, I can't compete with them. When you are getting a lower cost average on your stuff because you're doing certain things, whether it's legitimate or not, I simply can't compete with you. And when I can't compete with your buy box price, now these are different products than the Chrome that I just showed you, but I sometimes wonder, why is that Chrome pack so cheap? You know? And here is the final thing I want to show you. On the left, and there's nothing weird going on. You know, you got 2025 Bowman pack here, okay? You know, I made it as simple and generic as possible. We are on the sealed trading card packs. I'm on the buy it now. The lowest price plus shipping. Here is the guy we just talked about. Not the guy with the Chrome NFL pack. This is 2S cards or whatever. Here's him. Here's me. This is the discrepancy right here. There is nobody in between us. Here's the other listings. You see, these are normal. These are guys that want to make money. I don't understand this one. I don't. I really don't. I can't compete with these guys. You know, I am doing everything by the book. I'm trying to make an honest living, and I can't. You know, I can't compete when there is somebody who is killing the market by a 50% undercut on me. I don't know. So that's really all I wanted to hop on here and say. I have some content in the works. I took a few months off of YouTube. I think I'll drop this video first. You know, it's definitely been a few months. I have some stuff recorded, but I cannot in any way, shape, or form beat this guy on the left. I can't. I'm not here to lose money. I'm not gonna waste my time, my gas, my shipping materials my initial capital, I'd rather just hold it, you know? So that's all I have to say today. Once again, no disrespect to 2S cards. The other guy can fuck off. But the guy selling the Bowman here, I don't know how he's doing it. I'd actually love to know. I just I don't have the balls to reach out and ask him. Because when people ask me about how I run my business, specifically ins and outs, if it is stuff that I do not want to share and they push for it, I don't share it, and I get annoyed. And when I am the second seller behind this guy asking him about his business and how I can do better to beat him, that's a scummy thing for me to reach out to this guy and ask. It's a scummy thing to do. I don't want to do that. If he is doing everything by the book, making an honest living, and if he's getting it direct from Fanatics somehow and he's getting it at $20 a box, there are instances in our calculations where that guy's making money. But the large majority of us are not. My local LCS that hooks me up with the best prices all the time, he's charging $40 for the Bowman. I don't know. I don't know. So I wanted to make this and just talk about the current landscape of sealed product, because it is a losing game right now if you are doing it by the book. Once again, I'm not saying anything about the guy selling the Bowman here, but there are instances with other sellers that, they're doing something, whether it is stealing product, whether it is, resealing product, whether it is searching product. There's a lot of scummy shit that happens in this hobby. And, I have done my best over the last 6 years of genuinely one of the pioneers of selling sealed wax by the pack. I was one of the only people to do it in 2021 and 2022. And that's how I got my business off the ground, because I was one of the only people willing to make this slow dollar instead of a fast nickel. And, I've done my best to build a reputation. We have built a catalog of over 600 different products in stock. And, it is starting to affect my business negatively now, to where we are going to have to change the business model, because we can't do it. We can't survive. When I'm buying cases of this product and I can't sell it, that's concerning to me. And when it comes to selling it, just to play devil's advocate once again, because I like to explore things from all angles. Let's take a look at blaster boxes real quick. So you have guys selling them for $33.95. I just want to show you some math here. Just for the guys that are gonna be like, why don't you just sell it by the blaster then? I can't. I quite literally can't. Because here's the math for you. I fucked that up. 0.3. There you go. That's your 30-cent transaction fee. And then you need to take off. Blaster's a little bit heavier. You need to use a box. It's going to be like a 6x6x6 box. So you're going to be paying $6 in shipping because all the postal rates went up because of the overseas war and shit. So you're making $22.50 on fucking blasters that you're selling sealed for $33. eBay is getting the fattest cut in the world. Okay, listen, let's not take it from this guy who has a slightly damaged box. Let's go to the next one up. $38.88. Do the same shit. Once again, I like to have all my bases covered, so I don't have little Timmy in my fucking comments saying, "Oh, sell it by the box." No, I'm not gonna sit here and lose 10% of my fucking money. I'd rather just hold it. So that's where we're at. I can't compete with these fucking guys. I don't know what to do, and it's starting to stress me out because the business is we're in a lot of debt. So that's that. It's not even a lot. It's like 11K. It's genuinely not a lot when it comes to the car business. But to me, it's a lot. And, I work my ass off. And when I see stuff like this happening, and I genuinely, there's nothing I can do about it, the product just sits here and does nothing and fucking rots, it annoys me. It stresses me out. It pisses me off because I cannot compete with these fucking guys. And I do not know how they are sourcing it, what they are doing with it, and how they are okay with losing 33 to 50% of their money. Or, in this case, 10%. I'm here to run a business, not do fucking charity work. So, I don't know. Love to hear your opinion. It's only going to be a rare few that actually sit through this one. But, yeah, that's my take on it. It's not even a take. It's the brutally honest truth. None of you can compete with any of these guys right now if you're buying at cost at MSRP. Have a good night.